Testing, 1, 2. Hopefully you can hear that. I can see it. So hopefully you can hear that. All right. So let's talk. I should have done a test video, but let's see what happens. All right. So we're in 6/8, right? And we've talked about this once before, but in 6/8, you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 eighth notes. All right, this is one possibility. Let me see if I can get my hand just a little heavier. It's not bad. So 6 eighth notes. All right. In which you'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That works too. All right. So let's break it down just a couple times because I want you to see what's going on with your part. So if we were to break that down to 16ths, it's the same thing, same idea as if we were to break down quarter notes into eighth notes. All right. So you're just going to add the and. All right. So let's say we have a set of 16ths. So we'll just add that and say 1 and 2 and 3 and. No big deal. All right. Now you may have some quarter notes that you might see. So let's add some quarter notes. So if you add some quarter notes, how many quarter notes would equal a measure of 6/8? Well, a quarter note has 2 eighth notes in it. So a measure of quarter notes in 6/8 would be, there's 1 and 2, 3 and 4, there's 5 and 6. Okay, so if your 6/8 is 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, it would just be 2. 1, 3, 5. And it would just have two counts in each quarter note. All right. So when you have the dotted quarter notes, I'm just going to add the dots there. You're actually not going to be able to fit that one because this is going to be 1, 2, 3, because the dot adds half the value of the note. The value of a quarter note was 2 eighth notes. So the dot is going to add a third. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3. And this is going to be 4, 5, 6, or 1, 2, 3 if you're counting it that way. No big deal. All right. Hopefully that makes sense. Let's put this into practice. All right. So stop that. And then we're going to take a look at the actual piece. So let me bring that up real quick. Real. Okay, so let's bring this out just a little bit. So this is guitar 1. All right, this is Damien's part. So let's take a look. All right, so of course it says 6/8 there. Now this, I'm going to do this in red because we got black array going on. All right, so this right here, it's going to be 1, right? Because it's an eighth note rest. All right, if that's 1, 2 goes after 1. All right, so but there's a 16th note, so we have to say 2 and. So we'll go rest, 2 and. What comes after your and of 2? Well, it's 3. Very good. All right, so rest, 2 and 3. Okay, now there's this really cool thing that you can do with 6/8 to kind of help you out. And what it is you break the measure in half. All right, so you have to figure out where 4 is, because 4 is a half. All right, but this is going to be 4 right here, but it's tied, so you're not going to say 4. All right, you're not going to say 4, but you are going to say 5, and it has 6 in there because it is a quarter note. Right, so your rhythm is rest, 2 and 3, 5, All right. Now notice the tie here. So it's tied to 1. So you're not going to say 1. All right. Just like when there's a tie from 3 to 4, you're not going to say 4. You're just going to count it. All right. So this 1 that's on the next measure is kind of secretly acting like that rest. All right. Because your note is sustaining, but there's no note that's going to actually be plucked on that. All right. So that's 1. We know that this is 2. All right. But 2 is tied to the 16th note pair right here. All right. So it's getting a little tricky, Damien. So you have that 1, you have 2. All right. You have the downbeat of 3, which is right here, but we're not going to say 3 because it's tied. We're going to say and, right? And then you have 4, 5, 6 right there because it is a dotted quarter. All right. So your rhythm right now is rest, 2 and 3, 5, 2 and 4, 6, 1, 2 and 3. All right. So I went a little bit further because look, it's tied to 1 again. All right. So not saying anything right there because it's tied, but now you have a 2 and then the downbeat of 3. All right. So breaking this, let's break this up. We didn't break the other one up, but let's break this one up. So that's your 4, but it's tied. So you're not going to say it. And then you have 5, 6 right here. No big deal. No big deal. All right. So 5, 6 is tied to 1. All right. 6 is tied to 1. You're not going to say it, but you're going to play it. And this is going to be 2. Oh, man. Does this look familiar? It does look familiar. All right. That's a 3 right there. And 4, 5, 6. All right. So it's very similar. In fact, it's the same exact thing as measure 2. All right. Same exact thing as measure 2. And let's look. I mean, measure 1 and 3 are pretty close, but you got to rest in measure 1. All right. So let's count it out. First line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Rest. 2 and 3, 5, 2 and 4, 2 and 3, 5, 2 and 4. All right. So it takes a little bit. It's going to take a little bit for sure. All right. But here's the trick to a lot of these pieces, a lot of the pieces that you're going to be learning. The rhythm is actually happens a lot during the piece. So it's going to get much easier. Right. But that rhythm's going to come back a bunch of times. So let's keep on going. This rhythm is all throughout this measure. So we have 1 right there. All right. So 1 and 2, because it's a quarter note, tied to the downbeat of 3. Got the and of 3. Remember, you want to break it down. And then we have 4, 5, 6. All right. So this is 1, 2, and the downbeat of 3. And then we come in. So 1 and 4, 1 and 4. All right. Kind of the same exact thing on the second measure. Interesting thing happens in the third measure. We have 1, right? So it's the same rhythm. 1 and, all right. I'm sorry. Sorry. My bad. Undo that real quick. All right. So that's the downbeat of 3. This is the and. Sorry, I was 1 over. And 4, but this one is going to use the and of 6. All right. So this is 4, 5, 6. And this is the and. Boom. Right there. All right. So it gets a little funky right there. You have 1, 2, 3, right? But because it doesn't have the dot on it like the previous 2 measures, you're just going to play the same rhythm over again. So 1 and 4 and then check out this same thing you've done before. 1 All right, you got 2 here. Or I'm sorry, 3. Golly, I keep on doing it. And 4, 5, 6. Break that measure. Break it. If you can get this double bar, you are solid. All right, cool beans. Let's take a look. Let's clear this out. Damon, hopefully you see that. Take a screenshot. In fact, I'll take a screenshot. Boom, screenshot. All right, and we're gonna move over just a little bit. Let's get rid of this. Now let's move over. Huh, look at that. That's not gonna work. Let's clear it out. There you go. This should be, oh, this is your second page. Okay, that's not it. Okay, guitar 2. All right, guitar 2. That's on my screen. Well, it's not showing up on my screen because Zoom is a little funky, but oh, and Zoom just quit. What a bummer. Give me a second. Man, to maybe do this again. It's horrible. 3, 3, 5, 4, 8, 3. There's 3 of me. Sure. Oh, you see me. That's pretty funny. Okay. Oh man. Okay, I got rid of everything. Now let's share it one more time. Let's claim this host. Let's share it one more time. And stop this video so you don't have to see my nose. Okay. So let's come over here. Let's talk about Addy. All right. So Addy, your guitar 2. All right. And we've gone over these rhythms just a little bit before, but let's go just a little bit further. We're going to do it. Yes, pen. I think that should be okay. Get a little heavier. Okay, so this is beat 1, right, Eddie? All right, so that's beat 1. So this has to be 2, but it's a quarter note, so it's going to be 2 and 3. All right, so it's to be tied to 4, but you don't play 4, you just count it. All right, 2, 3, 4. All right, now since this is the middle of the measure, you can say this is 1, and then hit this guy for 2, 3, or you can say 4, 5, 6. All right. Either way, whatever you want to do, your rhythm is still 1, 2, and you say 2 again. That might be a little bit weird. So maybe you do want to say 5, 6. So 1, so rest, 2, 5, 2. So this is tied to 1, right? And this is 2. So 2. And then you got 4 and 5, or 5 and 6, sorry. 5 and 6. There you go. Because this is 2, 3, right? And then you have 4 right here. All right, 4, that 8th note. But you're not going to say 4. All right, you're only going to say 2. You're going to hold it. All right. Now, this rhythm keeps on. It's very much like Damon's rhythm that it keeps on kind of keeping on. So that's 1, but you're not going to say it because it's tied. All right, it's tied, so you don't say it. You say 2, and that's 2, 3, and then 4 because it's tied. And then you have 5, 6, 1 that's tied. And then 2, 3, and 4, and then 5 and 6. So it's very much like, actually, it's the first 2 measures repeated. All right. So here we go. Let's count it out. 1, 2, 3, go. 2, 3, rest. 2, 5, 2, 5 and 6, 2, 5, 2, 5, and 6. All right. So rewind that a couple times and sing it with me. And then over here, you have very much the same thing. So you have 1 is a rest, but the ones are tied. So like it's kind of the same thing. All right. You got 2 and 2 and 3. Break that measure in half. All right. If that's 1, then you have 2 and 3, or you have 5 and 6, or yeah, 5 and 6, or 2 and 3, whatever you like to do. All right. So this is tied, right? And then you have 2 and 3 tied, right? 2 and 3 tied again to the 1, 2 and 3, breaking it in half to make it easier. 2 and 3 tied to 1, right? And then you have 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6, because it's tied to this. But you're gonna play this low note on. This is 3. You're gonna play it on 4. All right. So let's check out your rhythm. So rest. 2, 5, 2, 5 and 6, 2, 5, 2, 5 and 6. Rest. 2 and 3, 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 4, off. And much like Damien's part, it's going to repeat itself a lot. All right. So check it out. Kind of rewind the video. If you can wrap your head around it, I really suggest kind of playing it slowly. But I just wanted to walk through the rhythm. Now, last but not least, guitar 3. If you need help with this, oof, because up until the double bar, what do you got? You got a bunch of dotted quarters, which are just going to translate to 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3. Really easy, except for this last little section right here. You have 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and. All right, that's it. Other than that, your rhythm is cake. I gotta go because I gotta teach in our class, but I hope that helped, and let me know if it didn't.